welcome to My Counselor Online. I'm Tori, and today I'm sitting down with one of our counselors. This is Lane Jordan, and we're just going to talk through his story, his journey as a counselor. And so, Lane, I just want to start by asking you about your story. How did you get to where you are now as a counselor?
Okay, awesome. Well, first off, Tori, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me. I'm excited to be able to share about my journey and how the Lord's gifted me and called me to this work. Ever since I was a little kid, I always enjoyed people and enjoyed stories, whether there was just stories about something they did, or things that are just happening around them. And I also enjoyed understanding why things occurred and why people did what they did. And little did I realize that was going to be a large part of what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life. And so when I was about 13 years old, I felt the call to go into ministry or to pursue the call of ministry. But at that time, I thought it was more church oriented. And this was affirmed by my peers and my mentors. And through that process, I realized how much I enjoyed with meeting with people one-on-one and saw the growth that I would create in myself and wanted to create an environment where other people could experience that growth as well. So in the church, that's known as discipleship. So I enjoyed discipleship, realized that I had a lot of giftings that lent itself towards that. And so I decided to pursue a bachelor's in theological and biblical studies at College of the Ozarks with a minor in psychology. And so at that point in time, I knew that I wanted to do ministry. At least I thought I knew I wanted to do ministry. And I also wanted to understand people. But then as I was going through that, I realized that I was more gifted towards counseling than ministry in just the everyday church. And again, this was being discovered in long sessions with individual mentors, just kind of helping me see what God has called me to. And I really enjoyed that process. And they encouraged me to pursue counseling. So as I graduated from undergrad, I got married 3 weeks later and then moved to the great city of Kansas City. And then pursued my master's in counseling, but I also pursued a master's in divinity because that desire to have a strong biblical base and have a ministry tent towards my counseling has never gone away. And having a solid foundation in biblical understanding not only informs the way that I counsel people, but also the way that I see people. And ultimately, my desire is to share the gospel, whether that's explicitly or implicitly, and ultimately promote authentic growth. So that's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
my story. Do you have any
that's
questions?
super awesome. Yeah. So how did you find My Counselor Online?
So that's a funny story. I graduated in May of 2019 or 2020. Sorry, 2020. So literally, when this video comes out, it'll be about 2 months ago. Um, and so I was studying for my national exam, trying to find jobs all at the same time. And my supervisor for my internship at that time, his name's Adam Lynch, encouraged me to look at My Counselor Online because of my desire to help folks in ministry and kind of those who silently struggle with stuff and feel like they can't talk about it all the time because they have to be perfect or have to help others. Um, and so he's like, yeah, talk to Sean Lauder, email him. So I did, but I never heard anything back from him. Little did I realize that Sean's a super busy guy. And so it was kind of discouraging when I never heard back from them. But then my wife came in one day when I was kind of discouraged about what was going on, what my job opportunities were going to be. And then she's like, hey, there's a job posting for My Counselor Online. Why don't you apply for it and try it out? And I did. And realized that that was definitely where God wanted me to be, but just meeting the team, so Sean and Josh and the other members of the team, realizing that my view of counseling and my heart for the Bible and theology and counseling as well aligned with their heart as well. And I'm super excited to be a part of this team and grow more as a clinician, but also contribute as much as I can.
Yeah, well, it's great having you on the team. So I would love to know just what kind of clients you tend to thrive with. What kind of clients are
Mhm.
you usually working with? Is it couples, marriage, premarital,
Mhm.
individuals? What are you typically doing?
Mhm. Yeah, so right now I typically enjoy and thrive working with those that have depression and anxiety, and kind of the form is, like I said earlier, those who silently suffer. So these are the kind of people that I see that they're doing okay on the outside, that they're still going to work, they still hang out with their friends, but deep down inside they're hurting and they feel like they can't share it with anybody. And I want to be able to come alongside those people and say it's okay to feel these things. It's okay to struggle with these things, and create a safe place where they can work through those. I have such a passion for that because I was one of those people. I didn't really open up much. When people thought I was opening up, it wasn't everything. I was good about blocking off people. And so I realized how much productivity and growth happened in my life when I got one on one and had that safe space. And so those are the people that I thrive with working with. I also love premarital work. I know how beneficial it is for couples, and it just sets their marriage on a good trajectory. And I also just enjoy talking about marriage and helping couples set a good foundation for that, and the way that God designed marriage to be, and helping them figure out themselves and what what they want their marriage to look like, and the obstacles, but also the tools that they have in their bags already to be able to create this wonderful marriage that will last a lifetime.
Yeah, yeah, so important. So what can people expect when they sit down with you, Lane?
Yeah, so what they can expect is someone who is ready to engage with them, ready to talk with them, understand their story, and help create a safe environment, but then also somebody that's willing to be honest and be humble in what I know and what I don't know. And so I want people to feel comfortable enough, if I'm not understanding something right, or they feel like I'm just not understanding their story, to tell me, and I'm willing to listen and help them, come alongside them in the best way that I can, that will, and ultimately help them find and accomplish the goals they're looking for and bring healing and restoration to their life.